I actually haven't really done that many videos. Uh, Sitting at the hotel out here in Lancaster. Student is upgrading. He hasn't been on too many videos, so first time he's being on video. So, just real quick, how was it?
Oh, it's pretty good.
Was it what you expected?
Better.
Not
Better.
better?
Yeah,
Ready to go out OTR?
definitely.
Are you ready to go drive in the snow and ice?
Worth a shot.
Or are you ready to sit in the snow and ice?
Yeah, more likely.
Yeah, sitting in the snow and ice really kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Layla is just chilling out on this couch. So it's actually been a while since I've actually had to do like a hotel review for some of those that have been around my channel for quite a while. Hello, Andy, and hello, GTA. Uh, it's been better than my experience with Swift. Huh, interesting. Well, Swift has been pretty good to me. So, I haven't done a hotel review, so let's do a quick hotel review. So, the hotel we're in today is the Comfort Inn. And the Comfort Inn is a pretty nice hotel. So there's 2 bunks, you know, yeah. And then we got this little sitting area. And then there's a little coffee area right there, and we got some pizzas. So, yeah. It's kind of nice. Yeah, sitting back down. So, yeah, me and the city were just sitting here kind of talking. What company are you going to? But yeah, me and the Sue were just sitting here kind of talking, kind of, just kind of talking about like this past month. The winter driving that we had down here in Texas. God, I don't know about anyone else. But uh, that winter storm was something. A lot of snow and ice. I hope all the people that are watching this video, none of you guys lost power or water. Uh, I didn't lose any power or water. I had some of you guys were asking me on Facebook. I didn't lose any water. Yeah, John is still a dispatcher down here in Temple. Uh, I like John. John is a good dispatcher. Uh, I can't. Oh, that's how you do it. I'm using my phone. I got the laptop in the truck. Didn't feel like bringing it up here. Hot water froze up and your hot water tank froze up. Damn. Your hot water is supposed to be hot, not frozen. You might want to get your hot water tank checked. Hell, that the hot water tank froze. Um, Sorry, I'm a little, a little surprised. Oh, you lost your job at Warner. Yeah. So I've had some of you guys ask me, and I've had a lot of people ask me. Oh yeah, you were telling me about that, Andy. But honestly, when it comes to Swift, I've only worked for Swift, and I gotta say that Swift has been pretty good to me. There's been a few things that Swift has annoyed me on, as some of you guys know, and there's been a few other things, but I'm actually talking about it with Swift right now, so hopefully we're gonna get that kind of taken care of. But it could actually lead to some pretty good changes too, uh, through Swift, but also for my YouTube channel. So sometimes when shit goes wrong, it could be a benefit. And I missed that last comment. I was surprised to had cold water. Yeah, dude, that is weird. Uh, he says he was surprised that his hot water tank froze.
Yeah, me
I
too.
mean, like the tank's job
Just to keep warm.
is to keep hot. And It froze.
Yes.
That's funny to me. I mean, that's like legitly funny. Yeah, I actually haven't heard that company before. But I'm not going to talk about another company because if I haven't worked for them, it's kind of hard for me to say one thing or another about another company, you know? Uh, but yeah, there could be some changes coming up on my YouTube channel in Swift. Good, some good. Um, but yeah. Oh, you get a K. See, now the KW is killer. Talking about that. I don't know if the guy that I met here in Lancaster, but he was a bleh, long time viewer of my channel, and he actually went with Swift because of my channel. So he met me over here at the terminal. He was on getting ready to go home, and it was actually kind of cool. He was wondering how I did some of my backing and whatnot, and so we actually grabbed the trailer right here at the terminal and did a little bit of backing practice. I don't know if he's going to be on here or if he's going to watch that, but hey, man, it was actually a lot of fun hanging out with you, me teaching you, and let me know how it works out for you. That was actually pretty cool. I like helping people, and if you do see me in public, hey, come on, walk up, say hi, shake my hand. That's actually quite cool. Um, yeah, Swift is not a bad company, y'all. You got to understand what Swift is, though. Swift is a training company. They got some awesome dedicated accounts, but if you're going to go mentor, Swift is awesome. If you get on a dedicated account like the Walmart, Target, there's actually a lot of them, okay? I really like the food part of the dedicated side, but you can make some pretty good killer money. And also, I want to kind of throw this out there. Swift, if you get COVID with Swift, Swift is paying you to be home. They're not going to fire you. That's pretty cool. You know, to Andy who got fired for having COVID. That's not your freaking fault. COVID is, well, COVID. I'm not going to keep talking about Corona because this Dr. Pepper don't taste like Corona. My student's laughing. You know what kind of sucks? I'm here in my semi truck, so I can't, go and get some beer. Which having a beer right now would actually be pretty nice, especially since I'm not going to be doing any driving until tomorrow. I'm going to make sure he gets upgraded, and then I might be getting a student. Yeah, dude. If you ever come down to Texas, hey, if any of you guys come down to Texas, Temple, Austin area, you know what? Hit me up. Actually, y'all can talk about my truck. You could actually, maybe not. It's dark now, but let's see if we can see it. Oh yeah, you can. Oh, rotate. There you go. Right there. I got it parked up in the grass because I didn't want to block that little entrance right there. And yeah, this is Texas. All the snow over here is all melted, and there's not anything out there anymore. That's actually not a bad looking red car right there. I actually owned that white truck right there before. I used to own that one. Not that one exactly. One like it. What other cars out here have I owned before? You see that white one? Right there. I own one just like that. Oh, I've owned one like that Chevy right there. Oh, and like that Chevy over there. Is that a Trailblazer back there? I think I own one of those too. And I don't like that car. Ugh. That one right there, I don't like it. Alright. That we just looked at some cars for absolutely no reason. And hello to the guy that said hello. Sorry, I'm reading, so if you guys are gonna look up at my nose, let me know if you see anything. Yeah, I got a little bit of a cough. I don't have COVID. When the temperature changes like it has, I kind of get a little congested. So, okay, so benefit with Swift. That's actually a really good question, and my students should listen in on this one. Uh, a good benefit with Swift for on when you're on the road. Swift has a lot of terminals, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Sweet, get that balanced. Swift has a lot of terminals, so if you're looking for yeah, and Swift has been updating a lot of their terminals. They've been putting in new showers and whatnot, and the showers are actually really quite nice. And like the terminal here in Lancaster, it's free laundry. So they got laundry soap, they got free washers and dryers. Swift, I personally feel, have really kind of stepped up their terminal game. In the shop is a lot easier to get through.
They're putting a basketball court in the gym too here at the Lancaster.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
My student's saying that they're putting in a gym and a basketball court. I didn't know that. That's actually kind of cool. Here at the Lancaster, they had like a little frisbee or shoe horse thing or something like that. So yeah, it and in truck what? Sorry, I didn't see what your question was. But yeah, so the Swift terminals have been getting a lot of updates. And we were actually sitting there talking to a few driver managers today, and yeah, that was also a lot of fun. So, other than the, as I keep hitting that, bunch of Swift terminals, yeah, I mean, that's like the big benefit. I mean, really, all the trucking companies are going to be about the same when you're on the road. You're crisscrossing America. So, having a lot of terminals with terminal shops where your truck can get repaired quickly without having to go through like a whole repair process at Love's, which, if you've been trucking for a while, Love's and TA can be really draining for repairs because sometimes they don't want to do something on one day, but they'll do it on a different day. And yeah, it can be annoying. So just having that terminal access where any repair they can just do it is quite awesome. And I miss that. So, courtesy cars. Okay. That's a yes and no. Swift terminals are fairly on the large side, so they generally have a lot of food options that go to them, so you can get food quite easily. And if your truck's in the shop getting repaired and you need to get to go get some food or something, they don't have courtesy cars, but they got trucks. So you just jump into a truck. You go into the dispatch office. You ask if they have like a day cab or something you could borrow, so you could run to the store. You just sign in on that truck and you run to the store. I've done that a few times when my truck was in the shop when I was OTR. I mean, it's not ideal, but I mean, it works. And then some terminals like Salt Lake, Lancaster, and Phoenix, I forget some of the other ones, but yes, they do have courtesy cars that will take you somewhere to go get some stuff. So, if it's something major, no, they don't give you tickets to go home because they just have another truck. So you just switch trucks. Or you can run a temporary truck. You go on your way, and then when your truck's fixed, you go back and you get your truck. So that's like a benefit of Swift because they're so large. They literally have tons of trucks. So, you know, if you're sitting in a situation where you don't have a truck, you just borrow one. You kind of work with your driver manager and the terminal that you're at to get that set up and arranged. It's pretty easy. Michael, yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Oh, excuse me. got some pizza and Dr. Pepper. Um, I've actually been a little bit on the stress side. I got some things going on with my mom, as some of you guys may know. I know I've repeated that a few times in other videos, but my mom's health ain't too great. But I'm making some, I'm rearranging a few things, so hopefully that situation will get a little bit better. Uh, I will talk about the teams here in a second. Hello, Indonesia Trucker. You've been popping on my channel quite a bit. You're pretty cool. You sent me some pictures before. Those pictures are actually really cool. So, my mom's situation, I'm hoping will start to improve. So, yeah, that's that on that. So team trucks. Here's the reason why team trucks are not recommended. If it's not your wife, your boyfriend, your husband, your girlfriend, your best friend, or something like that, finding a good partner could take a lot of time and a lot of hassle, a lot of headache. You got to remember you're in a small confined area with another person. So if you don't know that person, it could be very difficult to get that friendship going. But if you get into a good team situation, if you got a good team partner, I've known some teams that, the two guys, they got wives, kids, the whole 9 yards, but they have not went solo for like 10, 20 years. They literally keep in the same team. They go from company to company as a team. So if one gets fired, the other one quits, and they go to another company that they both agreed on. And that way, they don't have to go through and try to find a new team member. And when you're first starting out, I highly recommend that you go solo. Get some experience. Take it a little bit slower. Don't try to go at the same speed as an experienced driver. If I had somebody get in my truck that had 3, 4, 6 months of experience and try to do the same thing I can do, endurance wise and everything else, I would actually be a little afraid because they can make a mistake, they can have an accident, who knows? And it's like, you know what? No, I'd rather you have a little bit of experience. That's basically that. I'm liking my new truck quite a bit, Andy. I got some new seats in it, therapeutic due to my back. I've been a little hesitant on kind of going onto the details of that. That's kind of going into a bit of a depression state, and the reason why my back got hurt. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I'm gonna end up doing a review on those seats. So if you run with a mentor for a few weeks, can you go solo? Yes, but you have to understand that when you're with a mentor, the mentor can't teach you everything. What the mentor can do is give you the tools so that way when you get out on the road, you can do the job, right? It really takes like a year for you to really become a truck driver, and sometimes longer. Uh, Even if somebody was on my truck for 6 months, there's still going to be things that they're not going to fully understand or whatever, experience wise from winter or summer or wind or a dust storm, um, or when everything is going wrong. There's so much information and things that you need to really kind of get into this. I did actually a channel on the CB, or a video on the CB, but I don't know if I went into that much detail. I'll get back on that. CB is so crucial, guys. Seriously, get a CB. These major pileups we had would have never happened if you had a CB. But if you get into a truck with a really good mentor, okay, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think if you're in a truck with a good mentor, that is actually going to teach you the tools that you need to do the trade, that yeah, you can go solo. And I tell every single one of my students has my number. So if they need to, they can call me. They can message me on Facebook. They can message me on YouTube and ask me questions, much like a lot of you guys. And I'll help them and answer them and help them along. Also, if you're a new driver, your driver manager will know that. And so your driver manager is also there and he's part of your support team along with the other people in the office. Okay, so your driver leader, your terminal, and yada, 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 yada. They're all part of your support team. And it doesn't matter what company you go to, that's not just Swift. If you're a new driver, companies understand that and they're going to give you a little bit more support. If you ask questions, be smart, don't be stupid. It, being a truck driver is not something you can learn in a month. Totally agree with that. It's not something that you're going to learn in 6 months or even a year. It can take a while. It can take a good bit. And, you know, we all know the terms of steering wheel holders. You don't want to be that or blue line follower. You know, being a professional truck driver actually takes a lot. And it takes experience. And the right trainer that will actually point that out to you and help you figure out where your support is, either it be with your mentor, driver manager, and whatnot. And that's kind of like what we're talking about at the terminal today, right? With the driver managers. The driver managers, a lot of them have drove before. So they can actually help you. Ask questions. That's great. That was a really great thing to kind of go on a tangent about. Yeah. Oh, CDL guy. I'm gonna actually come right back to that here in just a second. I'm actually gonna pull my student on that one. Okay. Yeah, you're talking to Andy. All right. So I'm gonna read this guy's comment, and I want you to kind of answer it along with me. CDL guy says, "That's right. I am scared to go solo. Just after a few weeks with solo, I'd like to be with someone who, okay, basically he wants to try to go team with somebody, but being scared to go solo. You just went through the whole mentor program with me, but let's leave my name out of it because it's kind of besides the point. With a good mentor that teaches you what you need." Oops, I didn't have it angled very well. How do you feel about going solo? Are you scared, or do you think you have the tools? What are some of your concerns?
I think I am pretty confident that I can do it all on my own. And the only thing that I would concern with is just, the ice and stuff, because don't get to experience it very often, and it's
Right.
not really, and that's just something you have to experience on your own, is the ice and snow, weather conditions and stuff like that. Sometimes it don't really happen when you're training, and most of the time you don't get to drive in it when you're training.
Well, I don't like students driving in some of that winter conditions that we had here because that was pretty serious stuff down here. But even in that, Swift, you have Mach 22, you can get parked and wait until the weather gets better.
They usually won't let you drive in weather like that.
Up north, yes. It depends on where you're at, okay? And your driver manager, the account, and everything else, okay? So it can depend. But you're never forced to drive in that, okay? So if it's ever to that point that you feel unsafe about it, Mach 22, okay? Your driver manager should never argue with that. And if he does, she, because the driver manager just wants to be, sorry, my dog's just being so cute right now. She's just chill. If the driver manager wants to be a hardhead about it, you could reach out to safety with Swift or Phoenix, contact your driver leader, contact somebody else, okay? Get them to send a message to the Qualcomm or this new tablet thing that they're moving to. I don't know if I like to tell you yet.
Interesting.
It could be good, could be bad. I don't know yet.
There's a lot of good features in it whenever I was doing the test or whatever.
Yeah, there's some good things about it, but there's a few things that I may not like. But when I was talking to Patrick today, he was saying that they're not doing some of that. So that could be a good thing. But I guess time will tell, right?
It's kind of confusing for the most part when you're trained on the old one.
Yeah, there's a lot of different screens and stuff. But so let me ask you this: during your training, okay, kind of go back to your question direct. During your training, do you feel that being taught every scenario or being taught how to process a problem and come up to the solution, which one do you think is better?
Being taught for the problem.
I would have thought trying to figure out how to come to the solution.
Well, yeah, I mean it's kind of both. It goes both ways because I mean you would like to learn before you get to that scenario to where it's not so bad to whenever you end up just coming up to it not knowing anything about it.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Uh, but yeah, in trucking, there's so many different things that can go wrong in so many different ways.
Even if you're trained on it, it can still go wrong.
Yeah.
And something new can happen. And you're always learning something new no matter what.
Yeah.
So no matter how much stuff you know or you've learned or whatever, you learn something new forever.
And the one good thing about Swift is there is a lot of people that you can call to ask or get questions answered. That's my personal opinion. You know, between my terminal
talking bad about the Swift and asking me questions why I went with Swift. I said just because they've got good benefits. You know,
the health benefits
it's a
actually
really big
good.
company and it's a really good starting company. The pay's not that bad and it's good to have the support if your truck breaks down or if you need this.
Yeah.
And they're willing to pay for this most of the time and they make sure everything's good. So
yeah. Anyway, so I think that would answered that question very well from a student's point of view. So I'm gonna, while you guys look at my nose again, I'm gonna try to look at the. I do. And if you want to have a refresher, then just let them know that you would like to have a refresher and see. So you have the Galaxy tablet. Yeah, the Qualcomm, yeah, it acts up a lot and it can be a real pain in the butt. But there's a certain level of I know what to predict from it. And then when the GPS kind of like malfunctions, you can still get to where you need to get to, or at least I can. I mean, you did fairly well with that. So, you know, I don't know. I don't like change that much.
Always depend on the GPS to find your location because the thing goes down and you got to pull out Google Maps and find your own way.
Guys, look. I don't care if you run 10 GPS in your vehicle. Don't be a blue line follower or whatever color your line is.
Know what road's coming up and read the roads ahead of your direction so you'll know.
Yeah, know what direction you're going in. Know what roads you need, what exit, what, you know, the name. Be aware of where you're going, okay? That is crucial. That right there can save you a lot of headaches, okay? Honestly, that's my opinion. That's the way I teach, or what I teach. Yeah, Andy, you should ask for a refresher. There's no reason why they shouldn't give it to you. And hey, CDL guy, you're very welcome to ask all the questions you want. That's kind of what I'm here for. Huh?
So, or just come to Swift.
Yeah, if you come to Swift, I can be your mentor. Woohoo!
It's worth it.
Yeah. What did they say when you told them that, Andy? And if you guys have any other good questions, I mean, hell, throw them down below. I'm only going to be on for about another 30 minutes. I don't feel like doing like a 3-hour live event. I'm only going to be on for an hour because I'm going to be going to sleep and doing, sleep things. Like sleep. Pre-plan. I have to. They don't pre-plan? Wow. Dude, that's weird. JB Hunt, that's weird. Yeah, that's weird. JB Hunt, Um, they don't do pre-plans. Their GPS is locked out. That's weird.
Sounds like a headache.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds like just a big headache.
And I'm sorry to hear that, Andy. Maybe give Veronica a call or email me down below. My stephan.harz yt@gmail.com, and I can shoot you over to Veronica and see if she can do something or not. Who knows? Sometimes if you get a little bit of experience somewhere or after a little bit of time passes, you might be rehireable. I don't know. That's kind of like whoo above my pay grade. I'm a driver, not an office person. Although I prefer to be in the office. Being dedicated or doing truck driving is not that bad, but I definitely like office work. Well, get the sleep study, dude. So you haven't gotten the sleep study. Go get the sleep study, and then you're not having to be fired because you had COVID or all this crazy stuff. The sleep study is like $100-$200. My opinion is just go get it. Yeah, just message me and I'll send you off to Veronica and we'll see. I'll see what she can do. But honestly, the sleep study is not that big of a deal. And the good thing is, if the sleep study says you don't need it, well, you can't afford to not be working. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I know with Swift, you could get the sleep study for like $100. So Swift send it to you and all that good stuff. I don't know. That's like above my pay grade. I'm a truck driver, not an office
Swift is a lot better company than what people make it out to be.
Yeah, I believe that. So Swift.
I used to think stuff about Swift too, and until I decided, well, there's the really good company to work for starting out, because I tried doing all these other companies and they was like, I had to have at least 3 months experience, 2 months experience, or 6 months experience before they would hire me. I was like, well, I'll just go with Swift, and I've been ever since I've been here. They've been taking care of me, and everything's been going pretty smooth. So I don't have any bad complaints about them. So.
Yeah, Swift. Especially if you went like reefer, which right now I believe is 44 some odd cents. Don't quote me, y'all. But if you went reefer division, and then you get your 5-6 cent platinum by going platinum, you could be in the high 40, low 50 cent range. And just starting out, that's freaking fantastic. Even at what they're starting you at, 42? Mm-hmm. So 42 with the 5-6 cents, that's getting you up in the high 40 cent range, close to 50 cents. On a monthly per mile. That's really good. Because there's other companies out there. I'm not going to say their name, y'all. But, they're paying between, 12 to mid to low 20 cent range.
That's the ones you don't want to work for.
Yeah, I won't work for them.
No. It's not worth being away from home just for that little bit.
Exactly. But I'm not going to say their name because I'm not going to trash talk a company, but it's kind of like this job is not easy, and it can be really draining. Like, your day the other day, you were waiting around for a while before we could drive because of the load situation.
Drove all night.
So, yeah, you had a long night. And, building up that endurance is really going to help you when you get out there solo, because that happens. I mean, that's trucking life.
It was rough, but
yeah,
it made it.
Pull it together and be safe, right?
Just think about where your most important stop is: your house, your family.
True. Agree with that. One more question. All right. Hey, you could ask all the questions you want. How many hours of drive? So, I'm not sure what you're asking, but after 8 hours, you have to take a 30-minute break. Or before 8 hours, you have to take a 30-minute break. If you're talking about Swift, like taking a day off, you're going to take a day off like once a week-ish, based on your 70-hour clock. So that's going to be underneath your HOS rules. Every 2 weeks to every 3 weeks, I tell my students, you can take 2 or 3 days off, And preferably, don't try to go home weekly or every other week. Try to do it a little bit longer. Try to take, be out for like 2-3 weeks and then take a block of days off, like 3, maybe 4, but 3 days. Take 3 days if you're out for 3 weeks all at once, and in that way you could actually be home because.
Or you can stay out 2 weeks and take 2 days home.
Yeah, but 2 days, I mean, that's still pretty short.
It's your normal
because
off at a normal job type.
But situation. The problem is you get home, you're trying to clean the truck, get your laundry done, then you're trying to load it back up, you're trying to get some sleep, and you're also tired in the whole meantime. Yeah. So you could run short on trying to get something done. Where if you have 3 days, that center day, you literally have all day to do everything.
But wouldn't it still equal the same if you're out 3 weeks? So then you're home 3 days, but it's the same as out 2 weeks, home 2 days, right?
Yes and no. Again, okay, it's kind of like, can you take a week off for vacation and have a solid week all year off? Or take 7 small one-day vacations, but 7 times a year? Which one's better? Doing it all at once, because you would have more time, because you're not trying to go to sleep, you're not trying to get ready to go back to work. You're not getting that mindset of, I have to go back to driving. So when you add that extra day, it may not seem it. And some of you guys that have been driving for a while might know what I'm talking about. But if you take 2 days off, it doesn't feel like you really got any time off. It feels short.
Because you're constantly doing stuff. You're not just sitting there.
You get home, you're tired, you're trying to get your laundry done, and then you're going to sleep. And then the next day, you're trying to do honey to-do lists, or you're trying to do stuff around your house, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, and you have to get stuff back in your truck because you got to leave later. So it creates this, you're getting in one day and you're leaving the next day. It's like a rush. Where if you have 3 days, you get on this day, and you're leaving on this day at some point, and you have a whole day to yourself to do whatever the hell you want, right? So it feels less rushed. It's kind of like, okay, when we do a 34, when we had that rolling 34, that was a day and a half plus for you. Did it feel like you had a whole day and a half off? No. If you extend that out a couple more hours from 34 to just add 10 more hours, which is just a sleep period, that's 34, you're getting up there, right? That's 44 hours. So that's just underneath 2 full days. It's not that much time. It really isn't. Taking that 3 days off makes a huge difference, y'all. 2 days is not enough. Honestly, 3 days in a row is better. So stay out for 3 weeks and then take 3 solid days home. I highly recommend that. 3 solid days home. That way, when you get home, you can do your laundry, do all that. You have all day to do whatever the hell you want. And then the last day, you're putting the stuff back in the truck, and then you go to bed, and then you go to work the following day. It feels a lot less rushed. It really does. You can do it the 2 days, and then try the 3 days, and then, trust me, your wife is going to agree. It feels less rushed. Because now you're not sitting there saying, oh, well, I have to sleep. I have to this. I have to that. I'm running out of time. Oh, well, washer's taking too much long. It's rushed. Andy says he stayed out for 5 days and 5 weeks and took 5 days off. That's not a bad way of doing it.
I can't do that. My wife would get mad.
Yeah, but 5 days straight.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've been out 5 weeks, and I'm only going to get 3 days out.
Okay, if you're out with a mentor, CDL guy, I'm sorry to tell you this. If you get to go home, you're lucky. When you're out with a mentor, there is no such thing as home time. Okay, you're with the mentor. So the mentor at Swift, we will put you in a hotel on a 34. Okay, if time is prevailing. If we're doing what's called a rolling reset, I'm sorry, but it's just your SOL. Shit out of luck.
Take it in the truck.
But generally speaking, dude, you're not going to be able to go home on your when you're with a mentor. If the mentor goes home, you're in a hotel. Now, if your mentor lives close to where you live or is on the way or something like that, then yes, you can go home, but it's pretty much up to the mentor. I don't have a problem if a student goes home, but yeah, this is I can't talk for any other company, guys. I can only talk about Swift. I've only worked for Swift. So if you're with Swift's mentor, you're not going to be able to go home unless you live near where the mentor is, which is not always the case. Now, I don't have a problem if my student goes home. It's just sometimes they don't want to leave home because it could feel very rushed. And then they don't want to show up on time. I have a load. I got to go. And now I have a student who's not where he needs to be, so we can leave.
I got left in this situation.
So, I make sure that if I let a student go home, I'm like, hey, look, you have to be back at this time because we have to get back to work. And I will tell the student, I'm like, look, if you are not back, I will leave your stuff at the terminal. And then you have to figure out how to get your stuff. So thankfully, I've never had to do that. Every single student has showed up on time. But, if you have a student and you're supposed to show up at 1300, but the student doesn't want to show up until the following day at 800, no. But that happens. Thankfully, it has not happened to me. When I tell a student, be here at 1300, they're here at 1300. And my student was able to go home during part of his training with me, and it's because I went home. And so, yeah, I dropped him off on my way, and he was able to go home for a few days. And he showed up right on time. Actually, you were there quite early. I even told him, hey, I'm running behind by a few hours, and he was like, it's fine. Him and his wife still came up, and they just sat at the parking lot, went and had, what was it, lunch?
Yeah.
They went and ate, okay? So they made it a day, and the student was ready to go, so that was freaking awesome for my student. So thank you. Appreciate that. Well, if you live in Dallas, I have a house in Dallas. And so if you have a car that goes to, if you could bring a car down to Lancaster, not Lancaster, bleh, that's where I'm at right now, Temple, Texas. If you wanted to go home, we can make that happen. If you're on my truck during your training, that may not be a weekly thing. It might be maybe halfway through your training or something, or if the truck was broken, or maybe God, who knows what.
Winter storm.
Well, no, the winter storm, you really couldn't drive.
Yeah, no.
But in some circumstances, yeah, having your personal vehicle, if you live close to Temple, Texas, which is just north of Austin, if you don't know where Temple is, don't blame me if you don't. Having your personal vehicle is quite nice when you're training with somebody.
You can leave it at the terminal too.
Oh my God. Someone says that they had a student that left the mentor at a truck stop.
What?
Yeah,
Took
so,
off the
yeah.
truck?
Yeah, the student thought the mentor was in the truck. So the student took off with the truck, and Swift had to get DPS.
It was a Swift mentor?
Yeah, I think that, from my understanding from what I read, yeah. So they had to send a cop to go after the truck to go tell him to go back because you let the fucking student, or let the mentor. That's fucking hilarious.
That's why you said...
That's hilarious.
That's why you said to do what you do, if both of us are getting out, take their CV.
So whoever in my truck, if I'm the active driver, meaning I'm the one who's driving. There's a CV in my truck, and what you do is you take the CV off the hook and you put it on the dash. If it's on the dash and I get in the truck and I see that the CV is sitting on the dash, I know that you are not in the sleeper. I don't drive away. And if the student is driving and they see that that CV is sitting on that dash, you do not drive away. And that's just a signal. It's a understood signal in between both me and whoever my student is. That's what happens. Another thing that some people do is they put a pillow in the front driver's seat. So that way, they would know, hey, I'm not in the sleeper because my pillow is in your freaking seat.
Just get up and sit on it.
Yeah, well, hopefully somebody's smart enough not to do that. But you could put something in the seat. You could, like I said, I would take the CB and put it on the dash. Oh, I got somebody calling me. I will call them back in a minute because I am live. So you could just use something like that as a signal to just let somebody know that you or the student are no longer in the truck. And that way you don't have to send DPS to go get the truck. Although that's really funny. Anyway, I am now at 46, coming on 47 minutes. Damn, 47 minutes, that went by pretty quick. Although I think it was a pretty good live. We had a little one-on-one kind of interview thing and answered a lot of really great questions tonight, I think. And first time you're on my video.
Yep.
And it's your last day. Or
unfortunately.
Last night. Hey, only 3 of you guys smash that like button. Can I get a couple more likes on this video? There's 5 of you. So that means there's 2 of you at least that can hit that like button. Can you guys tap that little like button? Make that thumb go blue. Especially if you like the content. Oh yeah, there's another one. Cool. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video. It does help me. It lets me know what you guys kind of enjoy. I have a lot of other videos in my No, he's not. He has a wife and kid. Oh, maybe. Are you happy?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he's happy. So, I mean, if you're saying gay isn't happy, then yeah, he's happy. I'm happy. We're all happy. Hopefully. If you're not, I know a good psychiatrist. If not, therapeutic dog that was just sleeping.
She woke up like, what the hell?
Yeah, she was not happy about waking up like that. She was like totally comfortable on the couch. And frankly, honestly, I'm gonna end this video with this. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're lesbian. I don't care if you're transgender. I don't care if you're an alien. As long as you speak English. It doesn't matter. I don't care what your nationality is. You could be from anywhere from around the world. I'm not going to judge you. You're just going to get annoyed with me asking a bunch of questions about your country. Your food and places you've been. In trucking, there's no room to be racist or sexual or anything like that. I've seen some short girls driving these trucks. You don't have to be like some... It doesn't matter if somebody's gay or not. Like I said, I don't care. If you're gay, I'm going to be your trainer. I'm going to teach you to be the best damn driver I can. If you're lesbian, great. I'm going to teach you how to be the best damn driver I can. If you're transgender, great. I'm going to teach you to be the best damn driver I can. If you're an alien, please speak English and don't me. And everything's great. Who all watched the movie Paul? Paul. If you have not seen that movie, Paul, please go watch it right now. Since I'm getting off, it's good if that 5 count goes down. Watch the movie Paul. I fucking love that movie. it's so. There's two people. Have you seen Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's three people right now, four if you count me, that we've all seen Paul. Two on there, you and me. Do a favor. If you have not seen somebody, if you know somebody who has not seen Paul, be like, yo, you're old enough. We got to sit down and watch this movie. It's freaking hilarious. I love that movie. So yeah, as long as you ain't gonna go on me, everything's fine. So I don't care what nationality you are. I don't care where you are, alien, Mars. I'm just gonna ask you where you came from. A lot of those questions. Maybe write a book. I don't know. But I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna teach you to be the best damn truck driver I can. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Huh? Good night, y'all. Oh. See, that's bad marketing. So, thank you all. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that little subscribe button. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, please hit that thumbs up. If you haven't watched this whole live event, please go back, watch the whole thing. It's actually pretty fun. We had a lot of great topics in this one. Thank you all for the awesome comments, questions, and for joining in this hour-long video, or just shy of an hour-long video. Yeah, if you are not high or drunk, I will definitely teach you. If you are high, I'm surprised you even got through the door with Swift with how much they drug test you. They take your blood and they take your hair. And they take your pee too. I mean, hell, I'm wondering if they know what color you shit. And then if you drunk, one, I'm going to be a little sad that you didn't share with me. And two, I'm going to be like, oh, hell, well, you ain't getting nowhere near this truck. So you're either going to get into that hotel, go to bed, and get some sleep. But you're not going to be driving. And I actually had a student show up drunk before. A little bit drunk. Definitely not going to drive. All right, one more question. You got one more. You always share. Hey, that's a good thing. If someone has some Shiner Brock and they're in Lancaster, Texas right now, I'm at the Comfort Inn. Shiner Brock. Shiner beer is some of the best damn beer out there, I think. The next good runner-up is Corona. And there's actually a comment. I actually asked everybody what their favorite beer was. Blue Moon was mentioned, Dasaki's, and I can't remember some of the other ones. So, why is Layla always with me? So, Layla is actually a service animal. She is not a pet. She is a service animal for me. And I'm going to basically kind of leave it at that. That's kind of going into some of my medical, which is obviously it's kind of private. But she is a service animal. I've had her for a very, very long time. She was not always a service animal. She became a service animal after something occurred in my life. She had gotten some training. And I could actually show some of that. My student was actually like flipping out some shit because I could actually put whatever food right in front of her and she won't eat it until on command. She goes everywhere not on a leash. She can be on a leash, but she doesn't have to be. She is a service animal though. Your liquor store was sold out? Well, damn, you need to tell them to go buy more. Shit. All them poor drunks are going to be sitting there actually being sober for once. Not knowing what to do with their life. Maybe that's a good thing. But yeah, so Layla is a service animal, and any student that's going to get on my truck, you have to understand that there is a service animal on my truck. She goes everywhere I go. I don't take her into the stores because it's not necessary. But other than that, she is everywhere I go. Period. That's just the way that is. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please comment, like, rate, and subscribe. And if you have not hit that thumbs up, please hit that thumbs up. Make that little thumbs go blue. And I will be getting me a new student here pretty soon. I don't know when. But yeah. So have a good night, y'all. See you guys on the next one.